While the U.S. equity markets move higher, things in China is a different story. This is Alibaba on the monthly chart, and for the past several months, price has been range bound, which one would take if they are a shareholder based on the decline that occurred a couple of years ago. So price appears to be setting up for a move higher longer term. How do I know that? Well, this is the 13 monthly moving average, and it is leveling out and actually starting to point up. So that's bullish for the back holders. Going to the weekly chart, you can see that sideways price action, and you can see how price dipped its toes in the zone not once but twice, and we're getting a nice steady rise. Part of that was their recent Singles Day. Now, Singles Day in China is the world's largest annual shopping extravaganza. Alibaba, its creator, is now expanding the event to the rest of the world as part of its push to challenge Amazon and others. And they are recruiting influencers not only in China but worldwide to promote what was Singles Day. Let's look at this article. It is coming from Reuters. China's Single Day Festival wraps up with e-commerce giant reporting sales growth. So again, China's largest e-commerce player, Alibaba, said it recorded year-over-year growth over this year's Singles Day sales period that ended at midnight this past Saturday. Originally a 24-hour online shopping event held on November 11th each year in China, the Singles Day Festival, a nod to the digits in the date, has expanded into weeks of promotion across the country's major e-commerce platforms and brick-and-mortar stores. Expectations for sales growth for the festival, which is viewed as a gauge of consumer confidence, were subdued this year as the economy struggles to recover. Last year, when China was emerging from COVID-19 curbs, Alibaba, the country's largest e-commerce player by market share, did not disclose how much value it made in sales for the festival for the first time. Alibaba put pressure on merchants to price aggressively this Singles Day, and at the start of the festival in late October said it would offer 80 million products at their deepest discount of the year. Now, some things to note. A Bain and Company reported released last week found that 77% of the 3,000 consumers it surveyed had planned to spend less or the same amount on Singles Days compared with last year. Bain said shoppers intended to spend on necessities such as tissues, hand wash, instant noodles, and pet food while trading down and buying less in discretionary or big ticket categories such as home appliances and furniture. Several consultancies predicted Single Day this is gross MV growth across platforms could return to double-digit growth for the first time since the pandemic, but the final sales picture will take time to emerge. Analysts and industry executives expect return rates to be high this year as consumers buy more in order to obtain larger discounts on checkout, only to return the items they do not need. So other items related to health and wellness and outdoor lifestyles were expected to outperform. Global brands like Nike and Lulu expected to sell well. Bikes were a big thing, jumped 300% during the final hours of the sale. All right, so kind of going back to the charts, and I do want to look at this other red rectangle. That would be weekly sellers at the 165 level. I didn't mark it because price has to double, so we're not really concerned with this level at this time. At the moment, price has to deal with the $100 level. That's where price came up to in April, was rejected. July, rejected. So the most recent price action is sideways. And typically when you're in the middle of the range, you have to prepare yourself for getting chopped up. But at the extremes of the range, that's where the imbalance of buyers and sellers are. In this case, you have a huge imbalance in which the buyers outweigh the sellers, and then at the $100 level, you have the sellers outweighing the buyers, which is causing price to come up to that level, shoot down, come down to this level, shoot up, and vice versa. Going down to the daily chart. Again, price is getting to the point where it's going to be in the middle of the range, and there's no setup. You know, the setup was back in October when price was down sub $80. That was your opportunity to get long, and you would be up $7 on a trade. Can price move higher? Certainly can. What you want to see is that next pivot high being established. So you have a pivot high, pivot low. You want to see that pivot high, and then potentially on the pullback, that will be an opportunity to go long. However, for now, no setup. Let's see what price is going to do over the next week or two. See if on the short time frame, if price is going to form that trend that we need to see in order to go long. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, please, and like the video.